This is where it's at.
Hey, Trey.
What's going on?
I'm trying to focus right now. It's hard when all I do is look over at our statistics. And I'm just seeing listen after listen after listen. It's fantastic. And I'm really excited about it, aren't you?
Absolutely.
Yeah, I just updated it here as we started, and I wanted to let you know that things are looking good.
I like it.
However, that being said, there still seems to me a misunderstanding, if you will, about what stay in the gray means. And I've said it a million times. I even did like a soliloquy and a monologue when you missed one night.
A what?
But I did
what?
I did it by myself rant.
Oh, okay.
And
I was gonna have to make you spell that.
I did this whole bit about what we do, what the blog. I wrote a blog. I did all these things, and still I've got people coming at me and going, and you know who you are, coming at me going, you're supposed to be stay in the gray. Why do you establish opinions? I'm like, well, stay in the gray doesn't mean that we're not allowed to have opinions, right?
Right, I think so.
Okay. I mean, and so you can tell I'm a little fired up.
A little bit.
And I'm just kind of going, okay, I'll say it one more time, and then I'm done with this topic. Stay in the gray means we're going to sit here in the middle and listen to anybody who has an opinion, including ourselves.
Yes.
My opinion can technically not be gray, if you will, but that I'm not going to not listen to somebody else who
Makes
has
sense.
a different opinion.
Makes sense.
Does that make sense? Right? I mean, right? Seems pretty easy to me.
I think so.
Because people are going, it's pretty obvious that you're on the right. And then the people on the right are like, well, you've got some lefty views on the social issues. And I'm like, yeah, like, okay. Again, issue by issue, case by case. I don't want to look at a blackboard. Oh, look how old I am, a blackboard.
Blackboard.
Hey,
Yeah.
what do you call the marker one? The you know what I'm talking about?
board?
The marker board. A dry erase board?
Dry erase board.
Yeah, there
We'll
you
go with that one.
There you go. If you draw a line down the middle and on one side you say right and on one side you say left, my whole point is that I'm not going to look and go, I'm over here, so all these are my issues.
Right.
And these are my opinions.
Yep.
Every single issue is going to be a new one.
A new one. Yeah, we have issues every day.
We do it every day. And so don't tell me I'm right wing or I'm left, whatever. I mean, if I vote one way or the other, it's because I've made a decision to vote one way or the other. It doesn't mean I'm that. I'm actually not registered for anything except to vote. I'm not registered on one side. I would be an independent, if you will.
Yeah.
Have you registered?
Well, court ordered, yes, but
They're like, you have to shit together over
after
there.
they caught me in the park that one time.
Yeah. So that's my point.
Actually, you know what? That is a good question. Maybe I need your help registering.
Okay, we'll
Show
figure
me
it out.
how to register.
Maybe we'll go together. I think it's really easy these days. You just like click,
'Cause I have a friend of
click two
mine
buttons on the.
that was very frustrated at me when she asked, "Are you going to vote today?" And I said, "No, I hadn't planned on it." She goes, "That's terrible. You need to go vote."
Was it the president or like midterms?
It was
or like
yeah,
random
it
city
was,
council.
Yeah, PTA membership, presidents or something. I don't know. HOA president. I don't remember what it was for, but yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, show me how to register. Let's register.
Yeah, again, it's just, I don't know. I'm registered one way, and it's independent, and I've still got people telling me that I'm not that. You're not independent. Okay, I can literally show you that I am. Anyway, so for the last time,
Can we get a T-shirt that says "I'm
yes,
independent"?
I'm independent. Yeah. I am not this hard right-wing guy, and I'm also definitely not the other way either. I'm both. I just want to talk about the issues.
I like it.
All right, my man. I just needed to get that out. And these couple of people that have mentioned these types of things, it's like, all right, but anyway, I'm done. I don't know if we've ever gone all the way through the song before.
I don't think I've ever heard the ending of that.
Yeah, it's a pretty cool ending.
Interesting.
Huh? It's because I was babbling. I forgot to turn the music off. We should do a whole show. It's music in the background.
Wouldn't that be funny if the person that made that song accidentally recorded him saying something at the end?
Yeah,
We just
yeah.
never knew it until now.
Like, these guys are going to suck or something like that. Yeah.
They're going to be canceled.
Yeah. Anyway, but I just wanted to vent, and I needed to get that out and explain that, I can have an opinion, and if it lies with what people think is the right side, versus the left, okay, great. Then
Well, you did a good job.
Then call me the right side. I don't know how to transition. I'm good now.
You feel better?
You know how I want to transition, Trey? I'm going to go ahead and tell you about the newest killer whale or Orca saga.
Are you serious?
This is continuing, and people.
Is this Gladys again?
I don't know.
Or is this a new one?
Check this out. People, you need to listen because I'm not making this up.
Are you sure?
This is really happening, and there's something to this, and we need to be aware. There are a lot of boaters out there. And this hits home to me for anybody that knows me. They have now had an attack on a boat. It only had one dude on it, by the way. He must have been like, shit, this sucks.
Wow.
And it was off the coast of Scotland Isles.
Wow.
2,000 miles away from the Iberian Peninsula, where this other bitch has been causing havoc. 2,000 miles away, up in the North Sea, like the Northern Islands.
Gotcha.
It's got Shetland Islands, what they're called.
Was it another crew or just one?
One, as I just mentioned, because you were looking at something else.
Whoopsie.
It was one dude in his boat.
No, I'll talk about the whales. How many whales were there?
Oh, I'm
was
sorry.
It a crew of
I'm
whales
sorry.
or you asshole?
No, yeah.
Listen to me.
It was one dude, and it was multiple whales. And so what's happening is these quote unquote research professionals for orcas and killer whales, they're literally. I looked at so many sources, and they're all saying like this behavior is being transferred over, and they are able to cover this much ground. This is not unusual. That they're feeding. Basically, what they're insinuating is that Gladys White, the ringleader here, is passing it on, and they're like delivering messages to other orcas far, far away.
Really?
And it's all over the place. And so now, 2,000 miles away, they're attacking boats up there, and it's insane. Like, they haven't had an orca attack a boat in this area of the North Sea ever. I don't think.
That's crazy.
The other thing about it is in Chile.
Chile.
Now, again, across the entire fucking world from where we're talking about, there are what are called Type D killer whales.
Type D killer whales.
Or orcas or whatever.
Is that the man killer whale?
Type D. And apparently they're a little bit smaller. There was a huge group of these guys that were stranded and washed up on a beach and died.
A group of whales?
Yeah, killer whales, the orcas, the same ones that are attacking
Holy
boats.
Shit.
And they're saying that it wasn't anything human reaction. I mean, I was thinking, oh, here we go. We're starting a war. Like, humans have, like, responded.
You attack us, we're going to attack you. Let's go after the little one.
And they're laying they're on the beach, and they did, like, so it's the equivalent of an autopsy for humans. And they said that there was nothing unusual. Everything was fine. And all of a sudden,
a group of them.
A group of them. I think it said like 8 of them washed up, and they died. And this is the first time that anything like that's happened with an orca being beached since 1955.
That's wild. Just 8 of them end up on the beach.
There were 2 incidents.
The same thing.
In the same week or something down there. I don't know if it was 8. Each time
weird.
it was 8 and then 5 or something like that. But it was 2 groups. And it hasn't happened since 1955. And then it happened twice.
How big are these whales? Just give or
They're
take.
just a little bit smaller. I think they're...
But they're still big.
Oh, yeah. I mean,
Okay.
they're, big, way bigger than great whites and that kind of deal. They're
Gotcha.
big,
Okay.
Like Shamu, just a little smaller than Shamu.
Gotcha.
I don't know if that's the way to do it for people that are unfamiliar with orcas.
Wow.
I've learned so much about orcas.
That's crazy.
So I just wanted to update everybody. I'm going to continue to give you killer whale updates. But that's what's going on there. So be careful, everybody. Look, great white sharks are no longer the only threat, or any shark really. So be careful if you're going to go swim in the ocean. Apparently anywhere in the world, Scotland and the Iberian Peninsula, now Chile.
Didn't we say stay in the boat?
Yes, you don't need to jump in the water. That's rule number 1 if you encounter an orca. So that's really my rule no matter what. I'm just going to stay in the boat. I don't care what I see.
No more jumping off.
I'm going to see a school
swimming.
of fish and I'm going to be like, I'm out.
Done.
Check this out. There's a study published in the nature-owned journal Scientific Reports, and it was in March, and the research found that AI, we all know what AI is, correct, Trey?
Allen Iverson, he played
He was
a few
good.
years in the NBA.
I liked him. He was good.
Yeah.
He never won anything.
Nicknamed The Answer.
Practice?
Practice.
Talking about practice?
Is that who we're talking about?
No.
Oh.
We are referring to the actual artificial intelligence.
Oh, okay. That's a different AI then.
Computers and all that shit.
I don't think they played basketball.
Right. So apparently, AI can predict a person's political ideology with 71% accuracy by just one headshot.
A headshot, like a kick to the head, or
No, Mr. Karate. Or I'm supposed to say Taekwondo, right?
Taekwondo? Yeah.
I apologize. So, Mr. Karate, it is a headshot, meaning a picture.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha. So they can tell.
That's pretty impressive.
That is pretty neat.
And I don't know exactly how the study occurred, but it says there was 3,200 publicly submitted photos of political candidates who ran in the 2017 Danish municipal election into Microsoft Azure's Face API tool, which I guess is the AI, to assess the emotional state of the person. So there's all this stuff that goes into it. And there's an analysis that says 80% of the faces displayed happy expression, while 19 were neutral, and all this stuff. So what they're saying is, for females, high attractiveness scores were found among the conservative / if you want the right side. So
Okay.
here I am going to piss off. You see here promoting the right side. Well,
So now you're saying the left side's ugly. Is that
right.
what you're saying?
That's essentially. Look, it's artificial
science.
intelligence. It's science. It's research. They're saying that conservative women are way more attractive than liberal women. And look,
I now identify as a conservative woman because I want to be sexy.
and all of a sudden you look very attractive.
I do.
sitting
Thank
there
you.
in that
I
chair.
appreciate that.
But look, attractiveness is obviously subjective. It's in the eye of the beholder. It's all that.
All that bullshit, yeah.
But I just found this interesting, and they're showing examples on these. If you want to go do some research, I'll try and put something up on the either website or the Facebook page. But it's so interesting. So on the other side, lefties, I'm going to come with support you now. They're saying that the men on the left are more stoic and have better poker face when dealing with business.
Oh yeah.
Now I don't think that's as exciting as being an attractive woman, but it is better. So I guess they're saying that the liberal men are a little more under control, maybe, and the right wingers tend to be less. They have a less poker face. They're easier to read,
Okay.
if you will. So I thought that was very interesting. Do you know who Don Lemon is?
Don Lemon. Is he an actor?
Don Lemon is I think he was. I think he
Is he
got
is he
fired.
dead?
No.
Oh, okay. You said he was.
He was a CNN
Don't scare me like that.
CNN reporter
Okay.
or a broadcaster. He had a show, and He's very, very extremely liberal.
Which side
Like
is
way
liberal?
on the left.
He's on
way
the left.
on the left. I mean, like
So he would be attractive female.
no, that's the opposite.
That's the right.
He'd be on the right.
Oh, okay.
But he would have a stoic poker face.
Gotcha. Okay.
So this guy came out the other day and said that, are you familiar with Michelle Obama?
Michelle Obama. He sounds familiar. Familiar last name.
Yes. So Michelle Obama was the former first lady, wife of President Barack Obama.
I got a funny story about Michelle Obama.
Okay. Well, you can just hold your horses.
Okay. Do I just raise my hand when I'm ready?
Yes.
Okay.
Or just wait till I'm done with this story.
Okay.
Don Lemon, again, former CNN reporter,
Gotcha.
came out and said that Michelle Obama was more attractive than Melania Trump, which to me is absurd no matter what side you're on. I don't care if you hate the Trumps. I don't care. I don't care if you hate the Obamas. If you set the two women side by side, give me a fucking break. Who are you going to pick?
So what you're saying is, as much as Donald is in the news, from now on out, every time Donald's in the news, post a picture of Melania.
I think
is
so.
That what you're saying?
Melania. Right.
Melania. She sounds like a Disney character.
She's from Slovenia.
Slovenia. Okay.
Slovenia. And I think she's absolutely stunning. And
She's a former model, right?
she was a model. And she speaks 5 languages. So people had this, for a while, they had this whole, she's kind of a dumb ditz and married a rich guy and whatever. She was a model and speaks 5 languages. I think she's
Pretty intelligent.
done pretty well.
Yeah.
It's more than I've done as far as languages and modeling.
Yeah.
So I just thought, I'm sitting here going, come on, Don Lemon. I know you are frustrated, and I know you're pushing your agenda, but that seemed a little
Far-fetched.
Yeah, and this isn't a right wing or left wing issue. This is put 2 women up together and pick who's the more attractive woman.
Yeah.
Regardless of who they were married to and what their political affiliation.
Let's go, Donnie. Let's go.
Yeah.
Come on.
So get it together, Lemon.
Idiot.
Melania is gorgeous, and I know it kills you. Anyway, we'll move on from that, Trey.
So I was reading a story as far as you finding Melania. Is that pronounced right?
Good job.
Gorgeous. Did you know that is actually one of 4 false indicators of relationship chemistry, is finding someone attractive?
Oh, I'm intrigued. So you're saying that if you look and say that person's attractive, that's a false indicator?
Right.
Of what?
So
Of love?
of chemistry is what it's saying. So
Okay.
anyway, I found a story about a TikTok therapist that did a quick little deal as far as revealing 4 false indicators of relationship chemistry that trick you into thinking you're falling for someone. So this gentleman's name is Jeff, and if I pronounce it wrong, who cares? Gunther. He's a TikTok sensation.
What should be like, write us every day, like, you fucked my name up.
Right. He is Oregon-based.
No.
So what does that mean? Left, right, middle?
Well, Oregon's usually, the West Coast usually tends to be a little more liberal over there. But we love our Oregonian listeners.
Gotcha.
I think that's how you say it, Oregonian.
So he recently posted a video to his 2.6 million followers. So maybe we need to become friends with this guy.
Goodness.
So he explained that while these instances may feel like you and your partner have a spark, it's a sign that you aren't as compatible as you think.
So he's saying there are some things that people think are a spark, and they're really not.
Right.
Oh, I want to hear these. Go ahead.
So the first one he mentions is physical attraction.
Well, that's weird. Why? If I see somebody and she's hot, like my wife, when I met her, I was like, okay.
So you might think that finding someone super hot is real chemistry, he said. He continued, physical attraction can sometimes be so strong that it feels like there's more going on beneath the surface when there's actually not.
Okay. That's like lust.
He said, the therapist noted to have true chemistry you need to be both physically and emotionally connected. So.
Well, but okay.
So if you
don't you think
if
though
she's
that,
super hot, but she's stupid as hell,
sure,
But
that's the point. You have an initial attraction, and then you learn about her personality. You learn about everything else.
that's what I'm saying. Is I guess he's saying that just that physical attraction, if there's
Could
nothing,
lead you the wrong way. Maybe.
yeah, I think there's chemistry, and then she starts talking like Mickey Mouse, and you're like, nope, can't do this.
Would that? How hot would she have to be if a Mickey Mouse voice to bother you?
Before it would bother me or
Yeah.
not bother me.
I mean, would you deal with it for obviously a night? Probably you'd be like, all right,
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
but you couldn't be in a relationship.
Depends on what she looked like.
That's what I'm saying. Is
yeah,
there a
if she looks like Jennifer Aniston, maybe.
okay? So you're telling me there is a chart, a scale that
Yeah.
works. Okay, just
Hotness
making sure.
what you sound like.
I didn't know if Mickey Mouse voice was a complete and utter.
No, absolutely
redundant.
not.
All right.
Depends on what else she does with that mouth.
Good,
Well.
good to know.
So this,
All right, number 2.
the second sign he detailed was the thrill of the forbidden, which that's actually pretty interesting. So I don't know if you've ever had that where you feel more pumped if you're in locations and you're doing naughty things. Have you ever had that kind of sensation where you just feel like you're jackhammering just because you're in the backseat of a car or
More like in public, just public places.
in a Gap dressing room or something. Not that I've been there before.
No.
But, so actually, the way he's talking about the thrill of the forbidden is hooking up with someone you should not be with is so taboo and it's so alluring. So,
but for what reason? I mean, just anything.
any kind of hookup,
But I mean, for what reason would you, or somebody you shouldn't be with? That was the quote.
Right?
Somebody you shouldn't be with, you hook up with.
Yeah, someone you shouldn't be with,
But shouldn't be with how?
but it's sexually.
But based on what?
Based on videos that I've heard of through a friend, like a stepmom, a friend of a mom. Like if your mom's friend comes
so
over and
this
says,
is in that territory.
mom's giving you a bath and she comes in and sees something and thought, oh, I like little Ryan. Let's have some fun with him.
Nothing little about Ryan.
Well, I'm just saying. It's just
Okay, I see. That seems to narrow it down though, because there's not a lot of people that would be on that list. I would think for people.
a stepdaughter, stepmom, a second cousin. I don't know.
Okay, fair enough. Okay, that's the second one.
So this might feel like chemistry, but it's often more about the excitement of doing something outside the norm or going against what's expected.
Yeah, I don't think I would think that's chemistry though. I think I would be able to recognize like, hey, this is just kind of like exciting, fun.
Kinky, yeah.
Yeah, but I wouldn't call that chemistry. Go ahead.
But yeah, it says this kind of chemistry can disappear once the forbidden act is removed, he explained. This guy's kind of goofy too. Anyway, so Jeff's third indication isn't genuine chemistry is when you and your partner have shared a trauma. So I've heard about this. If you go out and do something and something bad happens, you share that trauma together. It's basically brings you closer together. Have you heard that one before?
I'm trying to think of an example. I think what I've seen before is perhaps say there's a couple that's fighting and they're, maybe one of them is thinking, all right, this isn't going to be good for us. And then the other one gets in a car wreck,
yes,
and becomes almost critical. And then all of a sudden you're there by that person's side, and it basically goes, no, I need to be with this person. Like, I truly love this person, something like that.
And I've had that happen a couple times where I got in a car accident when I just split up from my first wife.
It seems like just like it's so normal.
Well, yeah,
a couple times
I got in a car accident with my after I split up from my first wife, and she was right there. Oh my gosh, what happened? She's like flying over there. Are you okay? And like she gave a shit. Same thing with the second wife. So
maybe you shouldn't get married, dude. Ever.
2020, I had to have a kidney stone removed surgically, and my ex happened to be in the same hospital where I had the surgery at. So she was checking on me and making sure I was okay and everything was good, and act like she was still loved me.
But
I was like,
in 2020,
yeah, 2020.
You guys were split in 2020.
No, we split after that. But I'm just saying in 2020,
I see.
That's when it happened.
Oh, I see. Because things were off.
Yeah, things were off.
I
but
see.
she was making sure I was okay and taken care of, and this, that, and the other. So, and even here recently with when I had my appendix taken out, so won't go into too many details on that one.
Yeah.
But anyway,
I remember that.
Yeah.
That was a weird that was a weird day.
But yeah.
Go ahead.
So what he explains is that being emotionally vulnerable with somebody on an intense level and both having dealt with the same things can cause false attraction. So the intense feelings of connection that can develop when two people have experienced similar trauma experiences can feel a lot like chemistry, but it's important to distinguish between shared empathy and genuine romantic chemistry.
Yeah, so he's actually saying that those shared experiences like this aren't real chemistry.
Right.
Interesting. I thought that would be kind of like wake up, you do have the chemistry. Look, this person almost died, and you realize, hey,
let's not miss another moment together.
Let's not miss. Yeah. Exactly. So interesting. Go ahead.
Lastly, Jeff joked that you and the barista that always remembers your order don't have chemistry. So it's kind of like the stripper that always used to sit in my lap and ask me how I'm doing and stuff like that. So,
I have way too many stories about this for not only myself, but for other people that I've been around. It is really funny, and there are a lot of jokes about it, like in the movies. And I think there was a really, really funny one in Forgetting Sarah Marshall, which was a great film.
Right.
And the guy, he's like, "Oh, she really invited me." He's like, "I bet you think strippers like you too."
Yeah.
It was just so funny because it's true.
It is.
And I think it's more on the guy's side.
Oh, absolutely.
Because look, I'm married, 2 kids. I still consider myself a decent looking man in my early 40s.
Right.
But at the same time, I'll go anywhere, and I'm just like thinking, oh, she looked at me like at one of the establishments, like a Hooters or like a whatever. Although I'm not going back there after what you told me last episode.
Oh yeah.
But somebody like that in a way just comes up, and she's literally working for tips. And I know this. I'm a smart guy, contrary to what you might think.
Yeah.
It's obvious. It's the most obvious thing.
But it feels good.
And you go, yeah, but I just saw how she looked at those other guys, and it wasn't the same. It was. I think I got something going. Or she leaves like a heart on the check or something in her name. I'm like, okay.
Not realizing she puts hearts on every damn check. Yeah.
No, now a couple times I did get numbers. So that was back in the day. That's different. If you get that, okay, now you can get excited.
Yeah.
Even then though, it's like, okay, how many guys should she give that to?
Right.
But same with, I'm sure, guys with strippers and. Anyway, that's a funny one.
So lesson learned: physical attraction, thrill of the forbidden, shared trauma, and the barista that remembers your order.
I like that.
Doesn't necessarily mean that there's chemistry there.
Have you had those where you leave somewhere going, yeah, I think there's something there. Yeah. I
actually spent the night with a stripper after one of those incidents.
Shocked. I'm absolutely shocked. Oh, so you're saying one of them actually played out?
Yeah, it was a weird scenario. Ended up on a friend's couch, and
maybe we should save this as one of your stories.
She had one of those blisters on her lips and everything. So it was interesting night.
I met a girl one time in the British Virgin Islands.
Okay,
and she was from South Africa. And
cool.
Yeah, she was cool. Really, really an attractive woman, if you will. And we hung out, and she was bartending. But no one was really there. It was like the afternoon. It was on.
Of course, it's a bartender for you.
Of course, it was. Yeah, I've had my history with those. And so you walk in, and it's barely anybody there, and it's this cove, and there's only one bar in this cove, and so it's kind of like, all right, what are you gonna do? You're sitting there, and she's this girl that adventures. All she wanted to do is get on boats and work as somebody that hauls stuff and. She just wanted to travel the world, and kudos to her. Why did I think that this girl would be interested in me? I don't know, but we just talked and had fun, and we played the little game. That game where there's a hook in the wall, and you like throw the little
string,
little string, and it's popular down there, and you get drunk and try and do it. And I tell you what, she gave me her number. And I left, and I was on cloud 9, my man. That whole night, that's all. I'm that guy. We at dinner. I'm like, so her name was Neva. I'm like, so Neva, and everyone's like, oh my God, she's bartending. And how much money did you give her? I said, that's irrelevant. It doesn't matter. And she, was like, oh yeah, I'll meet you guys at the pool at where you're staying and all these things. And of course, then I got kind of ghosted there.
Oh,
not immediately, but after about a day, it was kind of like, okay, this guy. And I may have been like, oh, you can come up and visit in the States, and it became this like
we can get married, have a white picket fence.
Well, like this guy's saying, it was. I felt like, wow, this could be a special story.
Yeah.
And I've always been had an imagination. Anybody that knows me, and I'm a writer, and I started thinking about this scenario where how did you meet Mommy? Oh. She was a bartender on the island in the middle of nowhere, and Dada found her. It was,
or did she find me?
Or did she find? It was very serendipitous. It was, anyway. So, I like those. That was pretty good. Yeah, I can't disagree with any of them. The only one I kind of not disagreed with was that
the barista.
No, I have learned my lesson. Even though, you know what, dude, I'm not gonna lie. I still every once in a while I'm like,
still got it.
I'm like, she looked at me a certain way, and that look. There was something there.
Yep.
If I was single, this would be on.
Now I got to leave an extra $1.
Right. And so the only one I disagree with, though, was the trauma experience, because I feel like that, if anything, could actually awaken or reignite some of those true feelings.
Yeah.
I mean, you're talking about an incident you had, 9 years into the relationship or 8, whatever. And maybe that was for the time, like, oh, wow, and even if it doesn't work out, the person still cares and still loves you. And so I don't know. That one seemed a little like you could talk about that one a little more. But the other ones were like spot on.
Right.
Physical, come on. You see somebody and you're just like, that's the most beautiful woman I've ever seen in my entire life. Nobody has those lips. Nobody has whatever. She's perfect. She does this. She does that, and it becomes this like infatuation.
Yeah,
and then it ends up being like just boring, no conversation or something.
Yeah,
and so that was good.
Or she's just a bitch.
Or she's just a bitch, which some of them are.
Yeah,
but maybe it's our fault.
It's never our fault,
right? Okay. I mean, let's just go ahead and talk about the Titan submarine. We need to do it. I thought we did a pretty good job of covering the topic on Wednesday night when we recorded the last episode, and then we released it this morning, which is Friday morning. And I did a little bit of a synopsis from yesterday, just a quick one. I jumped in and did that for you guys. And again, you can probably look most places. I've posted a few links to what I think is a good site to look for updates. There's not really a lot to update anymore, Trey, unfortunately. But we wanted to do a quick follow-up and just make sure we had some closure with it, I guess. And did you have anything about the Titan and the submarine you wanted to kind of talk about first, or?
No, just interesting how there's so many stories coming out of people that have been on this trip and close calls and all this stuff. There were so many red flags with this damn thing. Why?
It seems like it, yeah.
And then not to mention all these people that are coming out saying, well, I should have been on that trip, but this came up or whatever.
That's the stuff that gets me. I'm just going.
It's crazy.
There's just different sayings.
Right.
And one of them is if you had the butterfly effect, if you had done one little thing, I mean, what if you had decided to, okay, it's fine. It's just one thing. And we're going to go down and back. It's fine.
Well, have you ever thought about those times where you're about to leave the house and dang it, I forgot.
Sure.
Whatever.
Oh man, that's what
you
big
run
one.
back in, you grab something, you leave, and you come up on an accident that just happened.
Yeah.
And
you're going, man.
Had you not run back in to grab whatever it was, could you have been in that accident?
I did the opposite. I go, I hope this doesn't, me delaying doesn't put me into an accident.
Oh, okay.
I start going, what if I was supposed to be going, and then my dumbass that forgot something had to go back, and now
would have missed the accident. Yeah,
I would have missed it. Now I'm in it, or even traffic, or gotten through it. So it's crazy. I mean, because there was a father and son.
Yeah.
I know there was one on the submarine, but there was a father and son that was supposed to go.
Oh, okay.
To this, and they, I think there was one of the son. I think he was 20, and one of his friends is super into this into the submarine, and he was very into the trip, and so he researched a lot. He was into just submarines as a whole, so he was very intelligent about the subject, and he kept saying, "Guys, it's not. There's something. It's just not." In other words, he had safety concerns, Trey.
That's what. I just found that story too. So yeah. Who turned down tickets for him and his son?
And he ended up turning them down. It took a while, but this was supposed to go down earlier than this. I think that it was supposed to go in April or May or something, like as soon as the North Sea got a little bit, or the North Atlantic got a little bit, I guess more easier to go down. And so this father and son decided at the last second to kind of be like, you know what, I'm not feeling it. Go ahead and give our seats to somebody else. And it's believed, Trey, that the people that took those spots was the other father and son duo, the Pakistani billionaire. And so I started thinking, like, what if they'd gotten on the thing?
Yeah.
And how do you handle it now? They're sitting here now going, holy shit. Did we just, you remember all those movies, the Final Destination movies where you're escaping fate, but it's not going to let you do it.
Yeah.
Somehow you're going to die. And I can't imagine waking up every day going, I literally was a couple days from getting on that.
Well, think about it on the other side too. Now, anytime you're about to do something, if you feel funny about it, are you going to automatically start thinking about, well, I made this decision, maybe I should back out of this or back out of that? You miss out on some experiences just because of this one, So,
and that worries me sometimes too. I get on a plane or things like that. I think that was in like the first Final Destination where the people were panicking, like something's wrong. I don't feel good about this, and they got off, and sure enough, plane blows up in a weird way. But so I think about that, but then I go, okay, well now it's being forced. Now I'm overthinking it and that kind of stuff. But so that was interesting. But what we did find out, and I think this is kind of they've landed on this as being what happened, was an implosion. Not an explosion, or not, sitting somewhere losing oxygen. Mm-hmm. Apparently, this was a split-second implosion that they probably didn't even know happened, and
so
they were done quickly. So at least that's, I guess, good if
there's a silver lining.
You want to find any kind of silver lining. They're saying they most likely died instantaneously in what officials are calling catastrophic implosion. Well, no shit, it's catastrophic. They're saying, if you want to know the exact, it appears to have, and it was only a 22-foot vessel, which seems, God, so small.
Right.
I know it's not that small, but it's pretty small for something like this to go down 13,000 feet.
Right. And
so it is the equivalent of a 10,000-ton wrought iron Eiffel Tower. Was the pressure. That was the equivalent.
Squishing that coming down on you?
Oh
my God.
Colossal forces would have acted so quickly that it would be like the vehicle's carbon fiber hull, which was the other issue. They're saying the carbon fiber was not equipped for that depth versus steel.
Gotcha.
The carbon fiber hull suddenly vanishing before anyone inside knew it was happening.
Wow.
And that's what they're saying. It's almost like it just imploded.
Done. Unbelievable.
And so that's what they're saying. And I get, the other thing, Trey, real quick, and I don't want to get into this because I don't want people to call me anymore the right wing, whatever. But there's this conspiracy theory right now. Have you heard about this?
I haven't. Tell me.
So, tell me.
I'm excited.
So on Sunday, when it's believed that basically what happened on Sunday when they lost contact was that a Navy, the Navy that was, I guess, monitoring. I'm not sure how they do it, but they heard what sounded like what they're saying. It sounded like an implosion.
That's what I've heard too. Yeah,
even an explosion, but they heard it and they reported it to our commander-in-chief, if you will,
or the president.
Right, and the president. And the whole thing now is they're going, this was just like some sort of a, hey, look over here, look this way right now, because my son Hunter is dealing with a ton of legal issues.
Oh.
And now that's come out, and people are claiming they've got more than just a hearsay kind of thing. And I'm not getting into it because I have no opinion on this. You heard me say it. I'm just telling you what I read, which is there's all the people on the anti-Biden side. I haven't met one person who likes Joe Biden who believes this.
Wow.
But I've met a lot of people who don't like Joe Biden that do believe this. So it's one of those. I just thought it was interesting because apparently, based on sound and the sound waves and how all that works under the sensor, the sonar sensors and all that,
yeah,
they were able to hear this. And somehow the Navy naval officer said, we're still going to do a search because we're not 100%.
Oh, okay. I was about to say, think about all the manpower and that. And imagine if one of these rescuers got injured or died looking, and it was all for nothing.
Sure. Well, and they also, I think they found debris.
That's what I heard. Yeah.
Like, quote, fresh debris. I don't know what the right word would be, but
yeah.
I'll use fresh debris. Not maybe like 800 to 1,000, something like that, away from the bow, the front.
Oh, okay.
Of the Titanic.
Front.
So it had got pretty close to its goal, and then they found the debris, and they're thinking that it imploded way before it got down that deep, but they were just above, and so of course it fell down.
Gotcha.
Which is weird because I mean, if it did that at say 8,000 feet, how the fuck were they going to make it to 13?
No joke.
So
that's scary.
But the last thing about the Titan, and then we'll end it. One thing is. Did you hear about the son of the Pakistani man, the billionaire? Oh, well, they were all billionaires.
Was this the one that was tweeting and posting stuff on social media and shit like this?
No, well, we can talk about that guy too.
Okay, this is a different one.
Well, the guy you're talking about was his stepfather was on the submarine.
Okay. Gotcha.
Was on the submarine by himself. This kid stayed back, and then of course the day after. I think we might have mentioned this in the last one.
We did. I'm sorry. Yeah.
But he was at a Blink 182 concert, and he was like posting stuff. And you mentioned that he was like
hitting on OnlyFans. Yeah. Anyway.
And I was thinking about it earlier, and I was like, well, he could just him and his stepfather probably could have just hated each other.
That's his
not
way to
unusual.
grieve. Yeah.
That's his way to grieve. His mom about to have a lot of money.
Yeah.
And maybe he's not so upset because he didn't like his stepdad. But that's a possibility. I won't speculate. But the son that actually went, the Pakistani father and the Pakistani son who went, apparently the son leading up to it was very, very skeptical and very scared and afraid of going on this journey. He said he didn't feel safe, something felt off, but it was Father's Day, and he didn't want to let his dad down.
Yeah.
And so, because his dad obviously was probably like, don't be a pussy or something like that. I don't know what happened, obviously, but he ended up getting on there, and guess what happened?
What happened?
Did you know that there's a missing submarine? So I thought that was something else. But my question here, and then we'll move on, is they can put GPS trackers on fucking sharks and know where the hell they are in the entire ocean.
Right.
Why nobody put anything on this thing? I mean, I thought you could at least put a chain, but that's a long chain.
Red flags everywhere on this thing.
That's what I'm saying. Like, why would you not have some sort of tracker? Why would you not have some sort of I mean, obviously in this case, we're finding out that it wouldn't have done anything, but at least we would have known.
Yeah, a lot quicker.
If
you see that tracker sinking quick, you're like, oh.
or it just disappears.
Something's wrong.
Yeah, it didn't go well. And so that was, I'm just sitting here thinking about all these scenarios. Like, what? It's really sad and too bad. And it kind of captured, I know it captured this country. I don't know about the rest of the world, but man, we were on the edge of everybody's on the edge of their seats waiting for reports.
Well, hopefully this company's done with this shit. So,
well, at least for a little while, I bet they are.
So they get another vessel built?
Yeah. Yeah, that's going to be... I can't imagine the people will be waiting in line to go on the next one, yeah.
It's going to be discounted now. It's like $100 instead of $250,000.
Yeah, like $50. Buy one, get one free.
There you go.
Get in there. Would we go?
No.
Would we go for the show?
No. Oh, we could be out there on
That's what I'm saying.
I don't know if I could handle the boat. I get seasick. I don't think I can handle just sitting on the boat watching.
No. I'm saying let's get in that submarine.
Oh, no.
No. We don't think, even if they promise us that.
Nope.
It's, all right. I thought we might take one for the
Hell
show.
no. That might be our last show. Here's our finale.
Yeah, but we'll always be remembered.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. These idiots think they're going to be remembered.
After all these people died, they want to jump on this and do a fucking show.
Oh, man.
My mom would kill you. She would bring you back to life and then kill you again.
I don't want to mess with Mama Trey. Do you know who Vladimir Putin is?
Vladimir Putin. I do.
You do.
I do. I was about to play stupid, but I do.
No. The Russian
mobster.
Do they call him a president?
Oh, dictator?
We call him a dictator, but I think they call him president. Anyway, so you might think differently of him just for a second when I tell you this.
Okay.
He is trying to implement forced chemical castration for all pedophiles.
Interesting.
I got to tell you, I thought about it. I read this over and over again. I read a little bit of some of the articles, and I'm kind of with him on this. Like, if you're a pedophile, you castrate your ass.
Done. Yeah.
You know, we were talking about the death penalty or living and being in prison. How about you just chemically castrate them?
How does that work?
That's what I was just thinking. I mean, do you dip it in like a chemical, a vial of chemicals, and it just like burns
bucket.
off?
Oh,
wow.
shit.
Yeah. That
or
would be.
Or do you put a shot into it and it just goes?
Yeah.
That would suck.
All I know is chemical castration sounds about right for a pedophile.
Yeah.
And, you know, you're sitting here talking about Vladimir Putin, who everybody over here just thinks is, and I don't disagree, he's public enemy number one. But this to me seems like, all right, we can maybe all agree on.
Yeah, makes sense.
On this issue.
Yeah. I see an issue with that.
I saw that. I was like, okay, Vladimir, I know we think you're quite the asshole, but in this case, we can get on board. Let's castrate some people that are sick enough to do that to our children.
That works. So that actually leads quite well to my next story, Ryan.
How does chemical castration lead into anything, I wonder? But go ahead.
I actually found a story where it's claiming, researchers are claiming Instagram helps to connect and promote, which is, I mean, you would think that's a good thing. Instagram helps connect.
What is that?
And promote network. You want to network with people and stuff like that, right? So you would think that's a helpful thing. But they're claiming that they're trying to connect and promote network of pedophile accounts.
What?
And it's enables people to search for explicit hashtags.
Oh.
So,
and this is Instagram?
So
are we throwing Instagram right under the bus right now?
Apparently.
Okay.
Well, the story is anyway. We'll get this story.
Well, if this is true, then they need to be.
It says an investigation found that Instagram guides those who express interest in child pornography to sellers.
Huh.
So if you're going on there looking at it, they're saying Instagram is allowing it to happen and helping you out.
How are they helping you out?
So hashtags like it's pedobait.
Okay, I was going to say, I want an example, but I don't. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Okay, but you gave me one, so it's on you.
Pedobait and variations of hashtag MNSFW, meaning minor not safe for work.
Oh, that's so fucked up. The fact that who would know that?
Apparently, I do.
Apparently, however many thousands of people are doing that. Does it have a number? On Instagram these days, doesn't have the number of people on the hashtag?
Oh, that's a good question. I'm scared to pull it up.
Yeah, that would be really bad to see. I'm scared to pull it up because I don't want my phone to think it's me.
Right. And says researchers are saying other social media platforms did not seem to have this same problem. So it's claiming
good for them.
Yeah, it's claiming that Instagram is helping pedophiles connect with one another and buy child pornography, which it's a new report suggests. And it says some of the accounts claim to be run by the children themselves using overtly sexual handles incorporating the words "little slut for you."
Oh.
Says several of these sellers even let users commission their own works featuring children of different ages engaged in specific sexual acts, while others listed menu prices for videos of children harming themselves.
Oh, come on.
This is terrible.
Oh, my God.
How is Instagram and not...
Whoa.
So...
Well, that's really weird. I mean, so when you say that they're helping, You just mean like they're not blocking these hashtags?
Right. So now
Okay,
this
so
actually
they're not like encouraging it. They're just not doing anything about it.
yeah. So I guess
this
there's
is-
a way to
this is
track it, and they're
messed
just
up.
letting it go. But it says Meta, the parent company of Instagram, said it is now setting up an internal task force to address the issue.
Okay, well, good for them.
Finally.
Yeah.
So while acknowledging its failures at enforcing its rules, violating its policies. Wow. So it says Stanford researchers set up test accounts that would view one single account that used terms suggesting it was involved in child sex abuse and were immediately recommended to purported child sex content sellers and buyers, as well as accounts linking to off-platform trading sites. So, yeah, this is crazy.
I can't believe there are this many people out there that are so fucked up. Like like you hear about it every once in a while and you go, all right, like someone's just a complete and utter piece of shit. And like you said, sometimes they go to jail and they the other inmates are, they're like, you're the highlight. You're the one that did the worst is any kind of child being a pedophile. And now all of a sudden you're talking about a lot. This sounds like it's a lot of people in the hashtag.
And here's actually some more numbers.
I want numbers. Yeah.
Researchers also used hashtags associated with underage sex like pedo whore and preteen sex to find 405 sellers of what they called self-generated child sex materials, or accounts apparently run by children themselves, some of which said they were as young as 12. It says, according to data gathered by Maltego, a network mapping software, 112 of these sellers collectively had 22,000 unique followers. Current and former Meta employees who worked on Instagram's child safety initiatives now estimate that the number of accounts that exist solely to follow child pornography sellers is in the hundreds of thousands, if not in the millions.
Oh, my God.
So, yeah, that's scary for kids to be on social media with this stuff.
If not in the millions. That's
crazy.
Not
surprising, though.
I thought there were like 40 assholes out there that we need to worry about, much less millions.
So,
Jesus, what's wrong with these people? God. Humanity's... Anyway.
That's crazy.
Yeah. But no, it's a good story. We need to know this because... And again, I literally, while you were talking, grabbed my phone and wanted to go and check and see what the number would be, but I'm too scared to pull it. I
definitely would.
Yeah, but I'm not going to click on it because if you just do it, if you start typing it, it'll come up with a list and it'll show how many are right by it.
Oh, gotcha.
So I'm not going to click on it, but I still am worried. I'm still sitting there going, I don't want any kind of monitoring that I even typed that in. But it looks like you had some numbers. So
it's crazy just being so easily found by just using these hashtags. Just so blatant about it. Well, so
I won't get into too much detail about this because I'm not sure if the parents want it released, even though it's kind of out there anyway. So I won't say any names or anything. But there's a young lady, 15 years old, and these are friends of my wife's and friends of friends of friends kind of deal, and she lived up just north of where we are here in a nice really nice neighborhood, and went outside, apparently went out for a walk or to go see a friend down the street. And again, 15, you're not talking about an 8-year-old, 15. And she walked down there and now she's missing.
Oh, no.
And there's some evidence that something happened, whether it was on social media or something, that points to trafficking.
Oh, shit. And
you're going, and I think she had, I don't know exactly what there was, but there's something about her that was very, I don't know if I hate to say she had some sort of a condition, but I think there was something that was a little bit more laid back and not quite as aware of, maybe a form of, I hate to say Asperger's, but in Asperger's, they're not quite as aware, but they're still, they're right. More than functional. They're very intelligent.
Right.
Almost to a fault. And I think there's something along those lines with her. Again, not sure. This is just a quick example of what we're talking about, and I'm not giving the full story because I don't know yet how much they want released. And you're going, this just happened in a random neighborhood. She's walking down the street. Even when we were kids, Trey, back in the day, we played outside. We rode our bikes. We kicked a soccer ball. We beat each other with sticks.
Sun up, sun down. Yeah.
I mean, and no one, and the parents didn't care. They were like, "Oh, okay, cool. It's getting dark, kids. Come in. It's time for dinner." And there was just no worries. And you're sitting here now, and it's not that much later. Everybody, we're not that old.
Yeah.
And a young 15-year-old walks down the street, and she's taken possibly for sex trafficking.
That's terrible.
What the hell's going on in this world right now? And so
That's absolutely terrible.
I'm just fascinated. I don't know if fascinated is the right word. I'm just with humanity right now. It's just, man. I mean, it gives us content, right?
Well, hopefully, there's a good outcome to this.
Yeah. Hopefully,
Misunderstanding.
I'm hoping that. I guess the concern is where is she? Where would she be for now? It's been 3 days.
Wow.
That's the That's the problem. And I'm going to leave that in there. By the way, Trey's bumping into his microphone. That's all right.
It's not even the mic though.
Our content is so good that it allows us occasional bumps. And you hear me pouring my scotch.
Right.
Everything else is quite professional.
What is it hitting?
My 3-year-old was bumping it just as much, so don't worry.
Asshole.
He also stands up when he pees, so he's I think he's surpassing you.
Showing off
in all ways. But man, that's messed up. That's messed up. I don't even know what to say to that at this point. But Instagram, get your shit together.
Right.
I love Instagram, and look, we're getting our stuff out there on Instagram. We're throwing it out there. Hey, I just got a notification from Instagram, and I'm like, I'm all like,
They want to meet with you.
Are they mad? Yeah.
Well, let me.
Most likely, it's a new follower for us, Trey.
Let's hope so.
Yeah.
So let's swivel to maybe something a little bit more entertaining.
Oh, okay. All right. Let's swivel. I like that. I like that word.
So here's 2 billionaires in the news that want to
besides the Titan,
right? That want to jump into a ring and fight each other.
Oh yeah.
So,
okay. I'm in.
Have you heard about this? Elon Musk and Mark Zuckerberg
they want to fight
about a cage match.
What?
And it could be the biggest fight of all time.
So it's not like a boxing race, like an actual cage
match, like an MMA match. Which honestly, I'm not big on.
I'm not either.
I mean, if it's on, I'll watch it. But I think I would actually watch this just to see what happens.
God, I would watch those. That would be the biggest.
Like if they end up in like a slap fight or something, can you throwing out some pillows?
Well, they're little dudes. I thought Zuckerberg was like 5'6" or something. 5'7".
They've got a tale of the tape.
Not that any. Okay, not here. Stay in the gray. We don't have a problem with 5'6" men.
So Zuckerberg is 5'7".
5'7", yeah.
And Elon is 5'11".
Okay.
So
they're both under 6 feet.
Yeah, both of them are worth billions. Yeah. So anyway, going back to the top, it says Twitter's Elon Musk challenged jiu-jitsu trained Mark Zuckerberg to a fight.
Zuckerberg is
jiu-jitsu trained.
Jiu-jitsu.
I think that's recently too. It says
UFC. Why would I go in there with him? What the hell?
Well, it says UFC chief Dana White said the pair are dead serious about a cage fight. So this could actually happen.
Why? Both of them have so much money.
Let me see.
What would be the purpose of this? I would go in the ring and get my ass kicked by somebody for like $100 million.
So
because I don't have $100 million.
It's saying that Elon challenged Mark to a cage match.
Were they like pissing on each? Oh yeah.
So after making a backhanded comment about Meta's reported new development threads,
there it is,
that is suspect to rival Twitter. Said so, yeah. But it also says Musk has trained in Kyokushin karate, taekwondo, judo.
Hold on. What?
Kyokushin karate.
Okay.
Taekwondo, judo, and Brazilian jiu-jitsu briefly throughout his life. So
Elon Musk?
Yeah, apparently he's been training too.
Okay, so this could be awesome.
So this could actually be pretty fun.
Although I think I might rather enjoy if they didn't know anything and they're just like you said, just like slapping,
slap fighting, and
just ow, like on the ground, like get off me, or something. I don't know.
So it does say Zuckerberg replied on his Instagram story, sharing a screenshot of Musk's challenge, writing, "Send me a location." So this could be fun.
I wonder which publicist and which promoters got a hold of this, and they had to immediately go, "Holy shit, we got it." I mean, this
This could be a huge moneymaker.
Yeah.
Pay-per-views
Well,
and stuff like that. That would be fun to watch. Like I said, I'm a casual fan, but I would probably pay to watch this.
I hate it. Like I think I mentioned before, I'm not a fan of watching people just get obliterated and like knocked out and bloodied. It makes me, it feels awkward to me.
Yeah.
I'm just like, oh my God.
Like I told you once before, I was thinking about becoming a cop, yet sitting there watching somebody fight each other just made me queasy and just uncomfortable. So I don't know how.
What would I do in a situation where,
right.
Yeah.
Probably shoot them in the leg or something,
Yeah.
but apparently that's frowned upon now.
I would shoot everybody in the leg. Just, you know what?
It's done.
Let's just immobilize them.
Right.
And then that way I have some time to figure it out.
I've got a friend of mine that used to be a cop here in Dallas, and a shorter fellow, and he told me one time is this big old 6'5", 6'6" man comes out, huge, 300 pounds. He walks out of his house, and this guy's probably about 5'6", I'd say about 5'7". He's stocky, but as this man comes out of his house, towering over him, he pulls out his gun and says, "Listen, we've really only got two options here." He said, "Either you're going to come with me easily, or I'm going to shoot you, because there's no way I'm fighting you." So
yeah, it's either the gun or you
one or the
just
other.
come here easily.
Yeah. So let's just and the guy actually, he said the guy actually laughed about it and said, "Okay, let's cool off."
Yeah, he's probably like, "Oh, yeah, I'm a badass."
Yeah, so I thought that was pretty funny. But yeah,
well, not to get into it, we can talk about it later with guns and cops and all that. But what's interesting to me is that more people say to these cops, like, "All right, you didn't have to shoot him in the torso. You know, why didn't you just shoot him in the leg?" Okay, I don't know. I mean, maybe that's something that people should look into, and maybe they should focus on that in the training more. Like, if someone's coming at you, just shoot them in the leg. You don't have to kill them. You know what I mean?
If he's moving around,
but that's
frantically though. It's like,
that's the point.
Wait a minute, slow down.
Yeah. Let me
Stop
aim
moving
at
so
your
I
leg.
can shoot you in the leg.
It really becomes look. You're evading arrest. You're a criminal. You're reaching into your car. Yeah. Okay. I can't take a chance here, and I'm okay with that in most cases. But it is interesting where you're going, that cop probably could have shot that person in the leg. But who am I? I'm not a cop. I don't know in that situation.
No,
hell no. So interesting.
But
that's
death,
But that's what I'm saying. If I was a cop, I wouldn't even. It'd be like a traffic ticket. Can you get out? For a second, and I'd just shoot him to make sure. Just to make sure he couldn't run.
And then help him back into the car.
Help him back in. All right, here, let me escort you to the hospital.
You're good.
I'll give you a police escort.
Can you imagine that? Your boss is like, "That's the third person you shot on just a traffic ticket."
I'd be like, "It's just a leg. There's no fatality."
I felt my life was in danger.
Yeah.
It was an old lady.
I become.
For God's sake.
I shoot an 80-year-old lady.
She was in a wheelchair.
She gave me an intense look, and I felt threatened. Okay.
She was jaywalking. Damn it.
Yeah. She knows better. She knows better.
Damn it, Gladys.
But I'd be known as like the cop that shot people in the leg. Oh shit! Here's this guy. I pull people over for a traffic stop. They're like, "Oh, please, God,
covering their legs up." No. I don't think you last very long, sir.
Yeah. I don't think I don't think I have it to be a cop. That's why I thank those guys all the time.
Absolutely.
Look, again, everybody's got there's some bad apples, bad seeds, whatever you want to say. I get it, but the vast majority of police officers are literally waking up every day, putting their life out. You know what I mean? And I couldn't do it. I admit that. It's got to be tough, and so. Good for them, and back the blue to a point, which now I'll be called a right winger again. But I don't think you should be on either side to just support our police officers. But anyway, So that fight, have they given a time like a date?
They're just talking back and forth
right
now.
Now I want this. This is just a tease. We're just teasing all of you.
But like I said, Dana White says they're dead serious about it. Okay. So he said he'd love to promote it. So that would be I would definitely order it.
Would Don King jump in on this?
Is he still alive?
Yeah. Or do you have to be a black man for Don King?
I don't know. That's a good question.
Yeah, he loves this kind of shit. I think he would if he only
would jump in there.
Yeah, if he only promoted black boxers or fighters, I think this would be a time where he'd cross out.
Make the jump. Yeah,
make the jump.
Which one would he promote though? Zuckerberg?
Oh
or
man, that's a good
Musk?
question. I think he would. I think he'd be Zuckerberg.
You think Zuckerberg?
Yeah, Musk
Zuckerberg looks super white.
Musk is kind of pissed some people off recently with he's got this cocky attitude with Twitter and I love it, but he's pissing celebrities off. And so that's why I think that Zuckerberg's going to have celebrities in the media on his side. That's just my thought. We'll see what happens.
That'll be fun.
Let's get a little let's get a watching party together.
There's actually a little note in here talking about even Rogan coming in and being a guest referee.
Oh God, that would be fantastic.
That would be fun
because he's done all that. I mean,
yeah.
I think he's trained in one of those.
I think he's trained. He's done the announcer.
He did the announcer for all the UFC, and you could just make this a whole event.
This would be a fucking circus.
What if it was just like one of those ding, 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 and then one hit just happens,
knocks him out,
and boom, it's over. And all the lead up and all the.
Oh yeah, that would suck.
That would suck. You guys just dance around. At least
if
make
I
it look
paid
good.
$69.99 for that, I'm gonna be pissed.
Well, if we split it between like 5 of us, I think we'll be all right.
That'll work.
Like $12.
I can do that.
But anyway, that we will keep you posted on the Zuckerberg Elon Musk fight.
That sounds fun.
It is that time of night, Trey. I am ready to bitch. I have self-aware, or what do we call it?
Awareness of self-awareness.
Maybe by the 50th show, I'll know what we call it.
Or awareness towards self-awareness.
Well, maybe, yeah. If anybody has a better idea for it, it's basically being aware of being self-aware.
Gotcha.
And so I've got like 3 of them tonight. What do you think about that?
Not surprised.
And I'll go through them quickly. Don't worry. But the first one's simple, and we talked about driving, and you talked about the right lane, right?
Right lane.
And they get up to the stoplight, and they either have their blinker on, and they don't know that you can turn on red. I mean, you kind of went off on those guys, right?
Yes.
And girls,
right on
probably
red, yeah.
a lot of women drivers.
Speaking of, my mom kind of got pissed that on the times where it says don't turn right on red, she gets upset because people are honking at her because she's not turning right on red. Anyway,
I'm with her on that.
So
it says don't. It's right there.
Right.
Don't honk at me.
Sorry to interrupt your story there.
No.
Go ahead.
No, that was that actually had something to do with this. So on the left lane, and what I'm saying is like a turn lane at the light. What I'm saying is when you turn into the turn lane on the left and you get the arrow.
Okay.
If you're on your phone and 3 cars in front of you go and you don't go because you're on your phone.
Ugh.
And all of a sudden you realize it and you go and you make the light and all of us have to now sit through another light because you were on your phone.
Ugh.
Today, Trey, and that's not even it. So this guy, white Jeep Cherokee, by the way, I will throw him out there. That happened, right?
License plate number.
That happened. I was so fuming. I'm so fuming. I don't even know if he had a license plate. And I sat. It was a car in front of me and then him.
Okay.
And it was one of those major intersections, and it's going to be a long light. And we got the green arrow, and 3 cars in front of him went. And I kept thinking, this guy's really not. He's not just sitting there, right? And you can just see. I can see him on his phone.
Mm.
And I think the car in front of me finally honked, and then he went and he, threw up a quasi whatever. And in this case, he didn't make the light. He was first. He will be first on the next one.
Okay. Oh God! Please tell me he wasn't on his phone.
He was on his phone on the next one too.
Oh no!
And the honking didn't do anything. So he must have had his music up, like the car in front of me honked. I swear to you. Now we ended up making it because he realized it, but it was still like 5 to 10 seconds into that, and you're going, okay, really, dude? You already did that, and you've got to know that people behind you were pissed.
Fucking pissed.
And then he did it again, and it's like if you had to be on your phone, hold it up to where you can see that light. You know what I mean? Like,
unbelievable.
And I was like, sped up by him when we finally turned left, and I was just, doing our whole like, what the hell? And I didn't see him, but anyway, that's number 1. I just get off your phone, and because left arrows don't last very long usually, and you're the ones that have to wait a whole cycle.
Right.
Anyway.
Yeah, that first one would have upset me, but that second one,
Well, the first one was like, all right, the guy fucked up. He's looking at his phone. Don't be a douchebag and let it happen again. And it happened again, like the next
unbelievable.
one. And so
I've never had that happen to me before.
And it was right before I went to lunch today. So I immediately put it in my phone for tonight.
Yeah, that's a good one.
The second one is something that I laughed at because I forget how it came up. And I'll use like Best Buy as an example. And it's a couple of different places, electronics places, things like that. If you're standing in line waiting, say you're in the computer section and all you need to get is a freaking mouse pad or whatever. You need to or you need a basic question and ask, and you're in the line. And the people in front of you, whether they're a couple or it's one guy, they will sit there for 10 minutes trying to decide if they want the insurance for whatever they're buying.
That's a big decision.
Do you want to pay $4.95 for this?
For an insurance, yeah.
For this keyboard insurance. And they're just like, well, if we do this and we'll do that.
It's a life decision.
And it's happened to me, I mean, believe it or not, more than once. And I'm just kind of sitting there and I'm looking over and I'm just rolling my eyes and I'm like, okay,
buy the
make
fucking
a decision.
insurance and go.
And I'm like, you're talking about $4, and I really just almost handed him a $5 bill and said, do it
Get
here,
the insurance, yeah,
on me,
and move on.
If your item breaks down, remember me and how generous I was for $5
with your new keyboard.
Brand new one. And that was one of them I thought of, is just the indecisiveness in front of you in a line where they're just unaware, again, of people behind you.
That is frustrating. I like the ones that are sitting there after they've got 8,000 items in their cart and they get to one that instead of $4.99, it was supposed to be $3.99. Well, it says in this paper it should be $3.99.
Right.
Well, it's $4.99 now. Well, no, it says it right here.
Yeah.
And they pull out the information, and then they have a 20-minute discussion about $1. So, yeah.
Well, I mean, it's $1. $1's $1, right?
Apparently.
The last one, and this one's kind of funny because my poor mom does this all the time. And I deal with it from her because she's, gave birth to me.
Yeah.
So I kind of let it go. But when you're texting with somebody for a little while or, quick conversation or whatever, is it necessary to, I feel like my texts with a lot of people go on like 3 texts too long. You don't need, all right, see you tomorrow. Okay. Sleep good. Okay. Night. Like, smiley face. Fucking like
semicolon.
So, yeah, just every emoji and whatever. Like I'll literally, in my again, I'm going to use my mom in this example because it's sweet, right? So she'll say, "Good night, sleep well," and I'll say, "You too." You can just end it there. You don't need to put a heart, emoji, or a
selfie
thing after that. Selfie or something that's like. Okay, or just it's done.
Done, yeah.
And it's not just my mom. I'm giving her a hard time because I think she likes when I bring her up on the show.
Yeah, she's just.
I don't know if Mama Trey does these things with her phone. I imagine there's something about texting that she does that's unique to her, probably.
My mom will text me, and I like, you know what? Let me call her because I'm driving. I don't want to text.
Good for you.
And then she doesn't answer.
Yeah.
Literally just text message me, and then she didn't answer.
Now, the only time, I mean, I've been in that situation before where like I'm sitting here at my desk and I'm doing something and I'm on a call, so I'm able to text. I'm just not able to pick the call up.
Yeah.
But you're saying that's unlikely with.
But there's no even response. And maybe I'll get a call 4 hours later. Oh, I didn't see you called.
Oh yeah, oops.
How did you not see? You were just texting on the damn phone.
You literally texted 10 seconds before I called you.
Yeah, and I had to push her into getting a cell phone initially. Because and now she can't even keep the damn thing charged. So I can't understand that either. But yeah, but that is funny.
Look, we can save that one for a whole different self-awareness segment because the amount of look, I'm just gonna piss every woman in my life off, my wife and my mom. The amount of times that I hear, I can't find my phone. Oh my God,
let's call it,
or I gotta go look for it, or it's gonna die. I've got to get it to it. How are you not, planning better?
Yeah.
Like it's when you get to about 30%, you go, all right, let me start assessing what I'm going to be doing for the next 3 hours. But that I thought that was a good one. I've had, it's not just my mom. It's plenty of people where they're just like, again, it's like, okay, see you tomorrow. That's all you need to say. That's it.
Now that I know that about you, I'm going to try to be the last one to text every time.
But I'll know what you're doing this time.
I'll do XOX.
There's only one person that doesn't do that, and we both know who that is. He's our mutual friend.
He didn't respond at all.
And yeah, he's bad about responding at all, but he's just to the point, you're done.
Yeah.
And a part of me gets annoyed, but I think I kind of respect it now that I'm talking about it.
And then on the flip side, I've got a friend that doesn't know how to put a long sentence in one text. It's like, hello, text. What are you up to?
8 texts. Yeah.
Are you good? Text.
Yeah.
What's going on? Text. So it's like you get 12 text messages on one sentence. So.
Well, I mean, these days everything is unlimited texting. Remember back in the day when it cost like
oh yeah, there was
like 10 cents a text or something. Well, less than that, but still, it added up.
Funny story about that.
You got 50 free texts. That's nothing.
I don't think this woman listens to the show, but I was dating this woman, and I never wanted to talk to her on the phone. So I was. She would call me, I wouldn't answer, but then she would text me, and I would respond. So I would only text message this woman, and so
I don't know what to say about.
We
that.
would
Go
only
ahead.
have text message conversations until I got a bill. I want to say it was like $250, $300 because of overage on the text message.
What was your limit? Do you know?
I don't remember.
You were unaware.
I wasn't even paying attention. I didn't know there was a limit.
Were you or were you not working for the phone company at the time?
I was. But
You were unaware.
I was unaware there was a limit, and I wasn't paying attention. But I didn't want to talk to this woman on the phone.
But I had that. But I had that in high school or middle school.
Yeah.
Like when we were in middle school. So when we were like 11 to 14 or something like that. Like when we started liking girls. We started having interests. And the big thing was to come home and you just hopped on that phone.
Yeah.
And to get your own phone line in your room was like the shit.
Yes.
You were like handing the card out to people in 7th grade.
Yeah.
Here's my new number. I got a phone in my room. Yeah. It was the phone that was like the clear phone that had all oh man, that was our deal. And it was so cool. I just go lay down on the bed and just talk to. I mean, who do I call now?
Yeah.
I called somebody I didn't like. I'm like, hey, what's up, dude? Like,
I got a phone.
Yeah, I got a phone. What are you doing?
I'm in my room right now on the phone.
All right, catch you tomorrow at school. And then you call the girls like, hey, what's up? Like, did you hear what happened with? Oh, man.
Yeah.
And so it's just like to go from there to now. It's just anyway.
Did you ever fall asleep with a girl on the phone?
Oh yeah,
yeah.
I almost long for those times.
Yeah,
because we talked about that earlier with the 4. What were they called? The 4 false indicators of chemistry.
Chemistry, yeah.
But you know what? I'm going to say fuck that guy when it comes to middle school romance, or even high school, early high school. When you had to be junior, senior, I didn't give it. I was like, whatever. But when you were like in 8th grade and you had that girl on the phone that you had a crush on, and you sat there for 2 hours,
love of your life, right?
3 hours. You were like, this is
the one.
I found her.
Yeah.
And I'm going to be one of those stories. I mean, we are 13, and we're old enough to know.
Yeah. Races, acne.
Yeah, races and that acne will go away, I'm pretty sure. Right?
Yeah.
And it was just, it was something else. I mean, I feel like I could do a whole segment about just that middle school back in our day. I don't know what it's like now, and that's the thing with the phones and
the text messaging,
and all that. I mean, there was something about now. I don't want to talk to anybody. Fuck that. I don't have.
So you text everybody.
Yeah, I don't have a desire to talk to anybody because it's easy. Because texting, I can go, especially with kids and the time, and I just don't have it. So it's easier to just text, and then 7, 8, 10, whatever minutes later, when I have a chance to text again, I can respond.
Right.
And that's fine. I know sometimes it's easier to talk, especially if somebody's driving or whatever. And my dad gets so mad. He's like, this text messaging stuff, I'm tired. My thumbs hurt. I'm just like, okay, Dad. Like, we've been texting for 3 minutes. Like, you're fine. But he's one of those, obviously, because, he didn't text for long in his life. But man, those conversations with the girls, you got me all nostalgic now.
Yeah.
Like, just kind of, I'm trying to think about which ones they were, and then there was one down the road, and I'd ride my bike to her house, and we'd go over and get Brahms ice cream.
Nice.
And it's just
some good feelings.
Times are different.
Yeah,
Times are. I can't imagine somebody right now riding their bike. Well, maybe you over to a young lady's house when you're 14 years old, picking her up on your bike and saying, "Hey, let's ride over to Brahms. Let's get some. I'll pay out of my allowance or whatever." Back then, it was like $3 for two big ice creams.
Yeah,
and so. You go over there, you come back, you maybe watch TV. There was just something about
maybe hold hands.
If you were lucky. The Brahms usually got them in the mood.
Yeah.
But you'd hold hands, and that was a big deal. You'd maybe touch the inner leg, and big deal.
Let's hope they're not lactose intolerant. It could really ruin the mood, though.
Yeah. You shouldn't have let me have that ice cream.
She leans over to kiss and rips one.
Oh, come on.
Whoa.
You had to go.
I went there.
Look, I had this beautiful...
I messed up that moment.
This beautiful moment back in our day.
Sorry, I was afraid we were about to hug or something right now.
Yeah, I'm actually at this moment thinking about one specific young lady.
Yeah?
And, I'm not going to say her name, obviously, but it's interesting because you go, I hadn't thought about her in years, and then you go, all of a sudden we talk about it, so...
Did she listen to the show?
I don't know. I'll have to maybe reach out.
Yeah.
Tell her if she's not, she better. But anyway, so the last one was the texting thing, and it's just funny now. I'll go all the way across the room because I hear the text go off, and it's for a thumbs up on my good night.
I have to remember that.
Yeah. So it's like, good night. Okay, there's nothing else left to say. We've said good night.
Yeah.
But you've got to thumbs up it. And my mom is the best at doing that. She's the best at saying, I've got to get that last text in. What's it going to be?
Let me ask you this. So there's different versions of when you're saying goodnight. So is there versions that let somebody know that you're upset or that you're happier than normal? So like if you wake up and...
Well, that's got to be emojis, right?
And somebody says, good morning, exclamation point, exclamation point, exclamation point. But you're upset, so you just write back morning.
Right.
With nothing behind it.
Right. That's obvious.
So you got to have that extra, the period, the exclamation point, the smiley face.
I think these days you have to be aware that if you say something without punctuation or emojis, then you're going to be, people are going to assume something is wrong.
Like if I texted you saying, hey, Ryan, I'm heading your way. Short, sweet, simple.
Yeah.
But if I said, Ryan, I'm heading your way, and then I have like a little winky face, would that freak you out a little bit?
I don't. You try it. You're gonna need to try it because I don't know. It depends on context. Like if you're saying I'm headed your way, so coming over the show on our usual nights that we do our show, I'm not gonna be like, oh man, is he okay? He didn't put an
We're just saying
exclamation point.
I'm looking forward to tonight. No exclamation.
See, but I'll take those words and I'll use it in context. If I asked you, or if I said, which I've done before, Trey, man, I'm feeling it tonight. I've got some good stuff. It's going to be a great show. And you're like, cool, with nothing. I may go, all right, that's unacceptable. I need more from you in this partnership.
So a cool exclamation point or a cool smiley face?
That's interesting. I don't know which one I'd prefer. I think maybe the smiley face.
You know what? And something that has something so simple that's become very special to me recently, as opposed to the emojis. And you have to correct me which colon or semicolon I'm using, but just the two dots. Is that the semicolon or the colon?
The two dots is a colon.
Colon.
Yes, sir.
The colon and
the vertical dots. The horizontal dots are some other shit.
We'll do the vertical dots.
Like Europe and all that.
Yeah, so we're doing vertical dots.
Amulet. No? Anyway, go ahead.
And the little smiley face or is that the parentheses sign?
Right. The old.
Yeah, the old school. So when
Remember that? That was old. You had all the winks and shit. Yeah.
When I get a text message with just the colon and the little side parentheses, I think that means more to me than a emoji smiley face.
Oh, because they put maybe some time and effort into building the smiley face.
It's a little bit simpler, I don't know
Well, it's
why.
simpler, but you have to do more strikes.
Yeah.
More key strikes, right?
That's true.
2 versus 1.
Unless you have to click over to the emojis,
That's true.
but I don't know. I find it a little bit more elegant and means a little bit more to
Interesting.
me
Really? Versus an emoji.
versus an emoji smiley face.
What about a GIF? Do you call it a GIF or a GIF? I call it a GIF.
GIF, I think.
Yeah, I call it GIF.
Yeah.
What if you did some like perfect GIF for the scenario?
I have had some good GIFs
Yeah.
that mean a lot to me.
Sometimes I like GIFing. Is that a word? Let's make it a word. Hashtag GIFing.
You know what? I'll start GIFing you, and
GIF
we'll
me.
see how that works.
GIF me. We're going to make GIFing a verb. I can't believe it's not already. Let me ask you a question. Is this boring as shit right now? I think it's time to wrap it up.
I don't know. I don't know.
You know, you got
I
me.
guess when you're editing,
You got me all.
you think any of this will make it?
No, absolutely it will, and including this,
Okay.
because people need to understand that just because I have the ability to edit doesn't mean I'm going to. Because we need to be transparent.
So
she
you want to
did
hear
this.
a funny story that I've got about Michelle Obama and my mother?
Always.
Okay.
You have a story with your mother and Michelle Obama.
Michelle Obama.
Okay.
So
I gotta hear this.
So my mom worked with some younger girls, and so she was not hip on lingo. And so Michelle Obama was sitting there being interviewed. I'm not sure by whom, but she's being interviewed, and they're sitting there.
But on like the TV?
on TV.
Oh,
yeah.
okay. I was
Yeah.
like, is
So
your
they're-
mom hanging with Obama?
Right, no. So there's Michelle Obama's on TV talking about how hip she is. Her and Barack are so hip. They're
Right.
into the trends, the styles, and this, that, and the other.
I'm going to disagree, but go ahead.
Yeah. So as they're sitting there talking, she makes reference to how hip and trendy they are, and every night, her and Barack will fist each other.
Well,
And so all the girls start laughing, and my mom's like, "What are you?
right. Yeah.
What are they?
I don't.
What are they laughing about?
That sounds nice.
You know, they're just, they give each other knuckles." And she goes,
Trey and I fist each other every night.
Every
before
night.
you leave.
So my mom goes, "What are y'all laughing about?" And she's like, "Seriously, Mama Trey, you don't know what fisting is?" And she goes, "No." So yes, the girls proceeded to explain to my mom what fisting is.
Oh my god. That's
so I can only
fantastic.
imagine
Oh,
how
God.
many shades of red my mom's face went.
But you know,
as she
she's
gets this
never going to
explanation
forget. She's never going to
at all.
forget.
And so yeah, I loved that story when she told me that. So,
That is good.
thought
That's
that
a
was
good.
funny.
That's a good way to end the show.
Yeah.
With a fisting, Michelle Obama claiming that she fists
Barack Obama.
her husband.
Yes.
Okay, fair enough.
So yeah. So I thought that was a funny story.
I love how your mom will probably like throw that in now that she knows the lingo.
Yeah.
She'll just be like, "Oh yeah, this fist, ha ha ha!
Yeah.
I made a joke."
Exactly.
Yeah.
So my good old mother.
Yeah. Anything else, my man?
No, sir.
That was a quick response.
It's late. I'm tired.
Yeah, good stuff tonight. We'll see you guys next time.
Later.
Love you.
Hey, Ryan,
Yeah.
do you think a left-wing woman that identifies as a right-wing woman makes her more attractive?